Congratulations on the win, David.
Thank you.
What most pleased you about the performance today? And you must be particularly delighted for Tierno Barry to finally get off the mark.
Yeah. What pleased me more was probably the clean sheet again, because I knew if we kept another clean sheet, then we'd give ourselves a chance of winning. But scoring 3 goals as well was really important. It's something which we've been a little bit short of. Goals. The last 2 games we have won 1-0, and it's been pretty tight both games. So to get a couple of goals in the first half and then obviously get one later on was huge for us. So pleased all round, really pleased with the result. We could have played better, maybe not our cleanest performance, but we done what we had to do today.
And another impressive performance from Keenan Dewsbury Hall back in that midfield role. You maybe tempted to keep him there when.
Yeah, I think that he's got. It's helping us that we know that he can drop a bit deeper and play there as well, and still score goals from that position as well. We've played him, as you know, a bit higher up the pitch, but he's flexible and he can do 2 or 3 different jobs. So we've needed it, because today I thought we were going to be. If Keno hadn't made it, we'd have been really at the as low as we could have probably been regarding player wise.
You looked particularly happy when Tierno scored. I think like you understood everything that he's been through, and it was a lovely moment in terms of the way the South Stand took to him. Wherever it's impossible to sort of put how much that'll mean for him and can kick him on going forward.
Yeah, I think I was as pleased for the support seeing him score as I was for the boy as well, because I think every Evertonian's been wanting him to score. But I have to say the crowd have given him incredible support and incredible backing. And it's amazing what that does to players, and sometimes maybe people don't understand that real energy which was coming from the crowd for him, whether he was getting subbed off or whether he was making a good run or done some, gives players incredible energy and gives them something different. And that's why you hear so many managers talking about getting the crowd behind the team and because they do make a difference. But I think his goal was great for him, because he's earned it with his work recently. But I've got to say, and I've said it there, the way Ellie took it and laid it on a plate for him, Ellie Njai's ability to roll it softly so that he could come onto it first time and stroke it past the goalkeeper was great. It gave him no control issue, no thoughts that he had to do something different. Ellie sort of made his mind up and sort of set it up for him to do so. Great credit to Ellie for getting Tierno the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was an instinctive finish as well. That was like that's what you've been drawn to. That's what people maybe hadn't seen, the sort of the calmness in that sort of situation. There was no rushing it through. No, we've seen him scoring goals in the last year or so, and we hope that he can pick it up. Hey, he's still relatively young. He's not an experienced centre forward. He's relatively young footballer, and especially playing centre forward in the Premier League at the moment. It's a very difficult role to play in the first place. Never mind coming into a country and trying to do well in the Premier League, where if you look at the level of the defenders which teams have got at the moment, makes it tough. So he's getting used to it. Really pleased for him that he got a goal.
It looked like you put your arm around him when he came off. I was just wondering what you said to him, what your words were when he came off.
Well, I said to him that I had to take him off because he'd get booked.
Yeah.
But he also had a bad shoulder, right. And I couldn't like he is. He's a little bit ungainly in his actions, but it was, to be honest, I think he looked as if he'd been struggling. I actually thought that today wasn't one of his best. He got in the goal. I didn't think it was one of his best. I thought he'd played better in other games, but his shoulder was a problem. He's had a few problems with dislocation, his shoulder popping in and out. So I think in the fall he had in the first half, done it. So it was great that he got his goal, and he'll feel good. And to be fair, he does a big lot of work for the team as well, and he worked if you were at Brighton at Bournemouth in midweek, and obviously today. So he was never going to see out much longer anyway. That was the way it was planned.
You spoke of how pleased you were about the clean sheet as well at the start of this. How useful was it for you to have Michael Keane back? Obviously a player that has played through injury already this week. Him coming back is...
Well, Big Jake played there in midweek and got a clean sheet, so I'm really pleased. So at the moment, whoever we're putting in there is doing a good job. I think probably the guy alongside him makes a big difference to them, to be honest. I think Tarky blocks, gets himself in the way of things. We were 2-0 up and they had a chance. We might have gone 2-1 at one point. Tarky probably was the one who was in blocking it, getting in the goal and stopping it. So great that Keno got himself fit, because we were struggling if we hadn't had Keno available today.
And just 7 days ago, we're here after the Newcastle game, obviously a really difficult night. You look at Bournemouth away, you look at Nottingham Forest, 2 really tricky games. When you throw in the quality of the opposition with the depletion of your resources that you had with injuries and suspension, you couldn't really have wished for a better response. It's been a phenomenal week.
Great, it has. But you know, it'd be wrong if everybody or MD in here thought that we were going to turn up and guarantee results. You know, probably been a club which has been struggling to get any results and fight for everything. I think we were disappointed with the result against Newcastle, but there's a much better mentality going into tonight's game. The players of today's game, they felt in a better place. They knew that we didn't come back from Man United and be as ready as we should have been. I thought we came back from Bournemouth and made sure we got ourselves ready for this game, and it was an important win because it gets us closer to the win totals, win numbers which you need to get to make sure you're a Premier League club first of all, and obviously it also gets us in amongst the sort of the top end of the league as well.
On that point, are you, the position you are now in the table, are you almost like looking to change your outlook on the season or your ambitions? You said that first of all it was another win towards safety, and then you said we're also at the top. So are you now looking up rather than down? Basically.
Well, I don't think I used the word safety, but I think I used the word that getting enough wins to keep myself away from the bottom end of the table. And there's a number which you normally have to get in the Premier League. We still have to do that. We've not reached it yet. But I think for us to get this level now, and I've said on the other interviews, I don't want to come in here and be negative. I want to be positive. I want to say, hey, we want to try and attempt to get close to Europe. And that doesn't mean that everybody in here thinks that if we lose 4-1 to Newcastle, it's a disaster, because it's going to happen. We're not a side yet which is going to be able to continually win all the games all the time. But I have to say we're making a good progress at trying to.
Just to go back to Tierno as well, you spoke about the backing he's received from the fans, but you've obviously put your faith in him. Obviously 6 successive starts, so you must feel vindicated with that decision, because as a manager, when a striker's not scoring, you're obviously under pressure to find a solution, maybe change it up. But you stuck with him and put your faith in him. Yeah,
but he'll not be able to play another 6 games and only score 1 goal. We've given him the opportunity to. He's been given the opportunity. He has to. I actually say that Beto's beginning to show more in what he's doing, and just beginning to look as if, and it was just getting into January where he hit really good form when I came in, I think, and got the goal. So Barry will need to keep playing well if he's going to stay, or we will put them in. And in the opening games of the season, we were happy to change them round after 60 minutes, or swap them over, whoever were doing it, because we were needing one of them to score. As it was, none of them were scoring at the time, so the choice was to give Tierno a run in the team and get used to it, get used to the Premier League as much as anything, what was expected. But we're really hoping that Beto comes back into form as well, because we need the goals from both of them.
Thank you.
Any further questions?
Hi David, just on Tierno again. Been games recently, particularly Bournemouth and some of the other games around there, where you seem to be much more comfortable with the physicality of the Premier League. I mean, how much work has gone on behind the scenes with you and your coaching staff, but also Tierno himself to get to that point?
Very difficult to train physicality. You can get the boys to kick them in training a bit more, which they have done. And he's been on the grass, he's fallen down a lot, and no referees here. We just play on in training, and he's not getting anything. So there's a little bit of him, and I think when you're 6'4" and you've got what he's got, he's going to have to learn that he's going to be a victim of getting tackled and falling over. I still think he does it too much, and I'm on him even more to make sure that keep up, stay up. And as you can see, he's been a problem for a lot of the centre halves, because he's got physicality and his aerial ability and other parts of his game. So he's getting used to it, but he's still not there yet. He's only a boy who's been in the Premier League 3 months, so it'd be difficult to sort of say that that's him. He's settled in, far from it.
Thank you.
Good. See you later. Cheers.